Work, balcony people. You know, if you sit down, it feels like you're watching from prison. With these fucking bars in your face. I do that sometimes. I sit up there and watch improv with the bars in my face. Join a race gang. The usual. You guys a race gang or just a white couple? I like to do a threat assessment first before I start. Because Ashwin's an Indian name, right? But I've noticed that Indians and Australians pronounce names differently. You know, they just seem to accent different syllables. So, like Latika becomes Latika. Dharavi becomes Dharavi. Subramani Brahmani then becomes Steve. It's fine. Because when I started stand-up, people said you should get a more easy to pronounce white name. But I want a respectable white name. Like Elizabeth. Elizabeth Sedcup. You know, because this is stand-up's a bit of a scary art form. You know, and when I started, I used to watch a lot of videos on how to be more confident. You know, and one of them was saying you should pretend to be a giant. You know, stretch your arms and legs out so you become bigger, and then you feel more confident. You know, so I did that, right? I stretched out to a full 5'7", towered over local children. Felt great. You know, so then I thought I need to apply this technique to other areas of my life. You know, because there was this girl at work that I was interested in, but I was always too nervous to do anything about it. You know, so one day I waited until she was alone in the car park, and I was like, "Hey, Minnie, you want to go out sometime? Go and watch a movie tonight?" And she was like, "I can't tonight, I've got to get a restraining order." It's not all sex pest for me. You know, we actually moved to England when I was young, and I remember when I was 6 years old, you know, my family was driving through this park, and this group of skinheads threw their drink all over our car. You know, and I can remember watching as this pink strawberry milkshake oozed down the windscreen. You know, and as I walked off, all I could think of was, what kind of skinheads stand around drinking strawberry milkshake? Like Romper Stomper would have been a very different movie with that group in it. Right? All of us Asians and Indians would have been flocking to neo-Nazi hotspots. Hey, did you know if you walk past a wet pound man, you get a free milkshake? Free. Oh my god, that's cool. But I find sometimes I have to repeat myself around new people, you know, because they just get a little thrown. And I don't think it's what I'm saying, I think it's how I'm looking. Because I will say something like, "Excuse me, do you have the aisle or window seat?" But what they'll hear is, "Allahu Akbar, Bismillah, Allah." Then I'll usually end up getting the whole row to myself. At school I was voted most likely to reincarnate. But it was interesting moving to Australia when we were young, you know, going to restaurants, seeing their kids' menus. Because if you've ever been to an Asian restaurant, you notice there are no kids' menus. You know, Asian parents are like, "You will eat whatever the hell we eat, or you will starve. Fuck your chicken nuggets. Here's 17,000 chilies crushed into a laksa." Now the other day my friend got prescribed medicinal marijuana, right, but that excuse wouldn't work in every situation. If you got busted by the cops, "Oh no, this is medicinal crystal meth. I'm just suffering from too many teeth. And goals. Doctor said this will get rid of them all within a year." But I've got asthma, right, which is the unsexiest disease you can have. Because every girlfriend I've been with, the one girlfriend I've been with, I've had to stop having sex halfway through and be like, "Hang on a minute, I'm gonna do you real bad in a minute, but first." Stand-up's a bit of a sausage fest, right? So the language is hyper-masculine. If someone does really well, people will say, "You crushed it, you killed, you slayed." Now, but for once, I'd like to get off stage after a good gig and have someone say, "You're really nurtured up there. You empathise the shit out of the room. And the way you listened, it was active." I used to date this zoologist, right? She was really full on. Like, she had a lot of trouble separating her work and home life. Like, sometimes she'd come into my enclosure. Actually, do you know that's how we got most of our diseases? Because we domesticated animals and we stayed too close to them. You know, so tetanus, tuberculosis, they all jumped over from animals into humans. But how come they never got any of our diseases? I've never seen a pony with an alcohol addiction smacking people up at 2 a.m. Or a goat with bulimia throwing up grass when it thinks the herd's not looking. Sort of a meh, meh. You ever seen that, Mark? No, because that's where science breaks down. Goat bulimia. Actually, do you know goats have 4 stomachs? So in order to vomit to the world, first they have to vomit inside themselves 3 times. It's nature's way of humiliating them. Fashion's interesting, right? Because they're always looking to the past with their 1930s themed clothes, 1940s themed clothes, trying to bring them into the modern day. I mean, no other industry could get away with that shit. Imagine if you turned up at the airport for your flight to London and Qantas was like, "Okay, today we're going to use the 1930s themed plane. So we can only take 12 of you and it's going to take 3 weeks. Also, all the coloured passengers, we're going to put you on a separate flight, which leaves in about 40 years. Guys are getting huge, right? It's hard to keep up. You know, they're all working out, taking creatine, injecting other supplements. You know, the big thing now is building muscle by injecting horse growth hormone. I tried that a few years ago. Turned out to be from a Shetland pony. I stayed about the same size. I ended up really good-natured around children, though. I was a delight at carnivals. Actually, a lot of people these days are into the paleo diet. You're not trying to be healthy by eating the way our ancestors did at an earlier stage of evolution, the Paleolithic period. No, but why stop at the Paleolithic period? I'm into the pre-Jurassic diet, where you float around the ocean like a single-celled organism, absorbing nutrients directly through your membrane. You're just like, yeah. Tried that last year in the Brisbane River. Lost 10 kilos and the ability to have children. Well, we actually moved to New Zealand when I was young. And Mum said, "We have to fit in here. You're going to have to play rugby." I didn't want to, but she made me join the under-10s. Right? And then she came along to watch my first match. And she said, "Ashwin, who are those adult Indians you're playing against?" I said, "Mum, those are 9-year-old Tongans." I'm doomed. No, but we actually grew up on a farm there, and I used to play with the neighbouring kids. You know, we pretend to be spies, communicating with those plastic cups tied with string and post-it notes, and the New Zealand spy agency tried to shut us down. They said that's the same technology they use, and it's creating interference. They tried to try us with treason, right, but we got off on a technicality. You know, they tried to contact the Indian authorities to verify our identity, but the string snapped in the Pacific Ocean. Then they ended up catching a marlin, which paid for the next year's defence budget. So we were national heroes. It's fine. Notice that Queenslanders are pretty loose and free with the C word. I realised that when I moved here. And people are like, "Hey, don't come." Well, You started that sentence so friendly. You ended up so nasty. You know, that's why my reaction to it was always the same. It's like, oh, I don't like where you took that. It's too casual. You know, the first time I heard that phrase, I was walking through a doorway and this woman was like, "Hey, young cunt, thanks for flying Qantas." Thanks guys, you have a good rest of the night.